And welcome back to your favorite podcast. This is the Nick Squared Show. My name's Nick.
My name's Nick.
And I'm Josh.
Ooh, we have a mix. Young Joshua has been our friend for many years. Very thankful for young Joshua. If he didn't get married, I probably wouldn't have drunkenly stumbled into Cooter, and we wouldn't be saving the day one day at a time.
That's right. One podcast at a time.
One podcast at a time.
I would like to point out that they're calling me young, but I'm the oldest person here, and they always call me Dad, so...
Old, wise Joshua.
Bam. You heard it first.
So, this is episode 3. I think we're doing pretty good. Y'all watched the last one, so maybe you'll watch this one too. So, we're going to go back to the random topic. If I could pull up the random topic. Dealing with stress.
Ooh, a good one for Mental Health and Suicide Awareness Month. Good one.
How stressed are you right now, Cooter?
On a scale of 1 to 10, conveniently I'm a 4 right now, which is good because I'm a high-stress individual. I deal with it now more so than ever with running and exercise.
Ooh, hardo.
Yeah. It sucks to motivate yourself to do that, but once you get going, man, it's a good feeling.
Just erase all that stress with some sweat.
Yes.
I like alcohol.
No. Not you ever.
No.
Yeah, I think that's a good stress relief. But you're going to be stressed every day, so we need to learn how to handle it and how to effectively not be stressed and how to go into the day, because you're going to have little hiccups in the day, okay?
Well, I feel like it's important, to me, there's 2 types of stress outside of positive stress and negative stress. Like, there's definitely stress that you get just from going to work.
Yeah.
And then there's stress you have at home.
So you need to quit your job.
Yep.
I wouldn't go that far. The first job I had out of college, I took work with me home all the time. The stress levels were just ridiculous. The best thing I learned after that first job was how to leave it at the office. The amount of stress you can leave at the office and not take home with you, it is freeing.
Clock out, cock out, no stress.
Yes, and literally just the thought of just thinking about work on a weekend is bad for you.
Yeah,
I mean, if you don't do it. Yeah, you just don't do it. You don't.
And, for some people, it's a lot easier than others. Like, I have learned how to just cut it off. And if you don't, it will drag you. It will drag through the weekend. It'll ruin your weekend.
Yeah.
I've even had it drag for months at a time. I'm really bad about getting stressed about something and getting caught up in something. And maybe it's the ADD and the old brainio. But I would go months at a time with, not remembering anything. Just, being caught up in the workflow.
Just worried about too much of the junk.
Worried about it.
Wait, Nick, how many times a week do you lose your keys? Because I'm probably up there with you. Or how many items a week do you lose? You think? I want to test our stats on that because I feel like we're close.
Yeah, that's a morning stressor, looking for my keys.
Yeah.
Really?
Kind of.
For me, it's one. No, not every morning, but it happens.
That's not a good way to start your day with a morning stressor.
No, it's the worst way.
See, I'm a really routine person. So when I get home, keys go on the hook, wallet goes on the nightstand, gun goes on the nightstand, and then phone goes with me. But
okay.
I'm bad for losing my phone. If I did not have an Apple Watch to ding where my phone was, I'd lose it all the time.
And honestly, as a gun owner as well, it actually makes you more responsible because that is a routine. Everything you do when you're a gun owner is a routine, and it's an extra responsibility to have. So it actually helps.
Yeah.
Bert
Kreischer has a joke on one of his Netflix specials where he talks about being a horrible gun owner. And in my head, I was stressing me. I'm like, oh man, I don't know what I would do if I lost my gun. For a week.
God, you think about that sometimes? I'm just like, dude, if I did that, that's nightmare.
And
I wouldn't.
Both of you have been to our house. I mean, we have guns everywhere.
Yeah. And if you lose one of them,
Like I can absolutely vouch and say that I have literally been like sitting in bed and I'm like, man, where did I put my H&K? And I have to literally go look and make sure it's in the spot that we typically keep it in.
See, I'm like bad about like losing train of thought.
Yeah, you mean like we just got completely off topic?
I heard that.
No, but I'm usually pretty good about narrowing it down to like 3 places. Like I either put my keys right there, over there, or over there. And then usually in the morning, if I don't hit snooze too many times, we can find the keys. And that's one less stress.
Yes.
So, step 1 to not being stressed. End your night and start your day organized.
Calm music.
I'm actually with that, Nick. But I mean, I drive to my 9 to 5 listening to murder music and just everything else. Like if people were in the car with me on my way to work, they'd be like, "Oh my God, who is this guy? Is he okay?" Like
you listening to like hard.
Like you could have Breaking Benjamin on one song, Metallica the next, and then you may skip straight to Kenny Chesney. I listen to absolutely everything, but typically I'm like upbeat music in the morning.
So okay.
What about music with the mood you're feeling? Do you guys do you ever put yourself in a situation you're like, this is a good time for this music? Because that's what I do. Like you put music with the situation.
My go-to stress music is definitely Jimmy Buffett radio.
Oh yeah,
every single time.
The most stress relieving music.
Like I was stressed yesterday. I sat on the back deck. Maybe it was the day before. Put on Jimmy Buffett radio. Lit me a little Black and Mild. And drank me a little brewski brew. And pretended that I was at the beach. I'm not sure if they have mosquitoes at the beach, so maybe that wasn't a good vibe.
Depends on the beach.
It lasted for a little while, and it was good. And then always, I think this is good without exposing everybody's business and stuff. Talked to a friend once I got inside, and turns out he had a way shittier day than I did. And my stress seemed very minuscule after talking to him. That
is a humbling feeling. Yes. When you come in and you're like, oh, my day sucks. My life sucks, whatever. I've got something going bad. And then someone don't know, doesn't matter. You just hear the story of that person that had to deal with something that's way worse than what you dealt with. Like tenfold. It's humbling. You're like, wow, you know what? Maybe my situation's not that bad.
You're like, you know what? I got it pretty good.
So step 2 in not being stressed. Put on calming music and look up bad news on Facebook.
That sounds a little toxic. I was gonna go with good rest and good sleep, but
just go watch St. Jude videos.
Just go watch TikTok for 3 hours.
Just immediately, like if you're ever stressed, guys, just immediately go to politics on Facebook. Fake news.
With your family.
With your family, but your extended family, that especially the one that hates all of your views. Man,
just go get stressed out and fired up.
Yeah. And then take that to work with you.
And I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, you have those people in your family.
Yes.
All of you do.
At least 3 of them.
If you're a Democrat, you have the Republican side of the family that you're like, wow, they're horrible. And if you're a Republican, you have that side of the family that's like, they're Democrats. Like, wow, they're kind of horrible. And then you have the ones that are like right there in the middle. Like, hey, you know what? I get along with you. I'm going to talk to you. You're normal. Then you have someone you just never talk to. And probably for a good reason.
Because they stress you out.
Sometimes.
Okay. So, let's talk about leaving stress at work.
Ooh, I got one for that. So, I'm super stressed out. Workday is ending. I make a list for the next day just so it's all there. So when I get in, I know what I've got on the docket. I'm like, you know what? This is it. At least I'm leaving work, so I'm not freaking out. I'm going to forget something, but it's all here, like right in front of me.
I do that exact same thing. I have I literally carry around work. And if anybody's ever worked with me that's watching this, like I carry around a Cobalt clipboard that opens up. You can store stuff inside of it. And I keep a list. And what I do is I walk in, I sit down, take a sip of water, open up my emails, and start going through my emails that I may have missed from the night before. And then I literally start jotting down on my list stuff I need to do that day. And if I don't get it done, I add it to my list the next day when I go get back on my emails. Having that almost as a roadmap, and it's really nice because I just do mine like on Microsoft Word. And it's nice because you can reprioritize. Like, okay, well, this is more important. I need to get this done today. Oh, that report is due. I got to have that report due by the afternoon.
I've started just leaving my work phone in my truck when I get home.
That's a good idea.
Putting it on airplane mode, because I was really bad, especially when I moved to this next job, because we have all of our jobs on our phone, and you can just kind of see your jobs that you have lined up for the next day or the day after that. And I was really bad about checking my phone right before I went to sleep and looking at my schedule the next day. And
yeah, that could put you in a bad mood before you go to bed.
You just think about it all night long.
Especially when if you like, I know because you travel. You're all over the place,
Yeah.
all over the region every morning. So for you could wake up and you may get the look at the draw and say, oh, you know what? I'm only driving to like the very bottom of Signal Mountain. For those that are watching, we're pretty much right outside of downtown. It's a 5-10 minute drive. Or you get the worst one and you have to go to like like Ray County or like Cleveland or somewhere that's like a 30 to 50 minute drive depending on what part of the region you're in.
Yeah, I already broke my own rule. I have an hour and a half drive right off the bat tomorrow morning. So, yeah.
Where at?
Palmer, Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't know where that's at.
No
idea. Never heard.
Sounds like middle of nowhere.
Could be.
But yeah, as long as I got that calm music in the car,
But hey, those are the best places for good food. Those are the places that have the hole in the walls that you never expect.
Yeah.
Hole in the wall barbecue joints, and we even have them like in the city here, are the best places.
And sometimes they're absolutely hidden.
Yeah. Like I went to one in
No signs.
Chatsworth, Georgia, called Saucy Bones, and that is the best barbecue I've ever eaten in my life.
There is an Italian restaurant that Danny and I go to a lot called Provino's. Now, a lot of people in this area know what Provino's is. Provino's is good. It's sort of in a strip mall, and to me, that's like the best Italian food in the area. But there's another place that I like to go to every now and then. I don't think I've taken Danny, but I need to. But it's called Portabellos. It is literally in the last place you would expect. I want to say it's like off Highway 58, like you get off like you're going towards Harrison.
I think so.
And
I think
it is a hole in the wall place, but oh my gosh, the garlic knots are amazing. The food is so good, and it you almost wouldn't even know that there's a restaurant there. Like I don't even know like if the sign is easily to see unless they've changed it since I've been there.
And then some of those you look at them and you're like, do I really want to eat there? But then you do it, and you're suddenly not stressed anymore.
Stress reliever. What number is that?
6.
6.
Do we believe in positive stress?
Absolutely. I think it can drive you.
Small amounts. Me personally, yeah. I mean, it can drive you, but man,
Well, I mean, let me pitch this one to you. Boss comes in and says, hey, we have this quota to meet. Nick, we have to put 30 garage doors in the next 2 weeks. If you get all 30 of them in, I'm going to give you $1,000 bonus. Yeah. Like, there's stress there. There is absolutely stress there. And I'm sure there's some psychology major or a therapist or, whatever that's like, oh, that's not what positive stress is. But, I really don't care. To me, that's positive stress. Like, there's stress related to it, but there is, like, something good. Like, that to me, I'm going to bust my tail to get 30 garage doors up and get that $1,000. And maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. I don't install garage doors. That's a specialist over there.
Garage doors. I was thinking more like challenging yourself to maybe not so much work goals, but like personal goals. Like you were saying, like go for a run. Challenge yourself. I want to run so many miles this week.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do a really shitty workout. I want to read this book that only got 3 pictures in a week.
Catch this man at Sports Barn once a week.
Not even once a week. And like stuff like that, like challenging goals, especially for our ADD illiterate selves. Like I feel like in any, like especially in fitness, like if I'm just going and working out, then I'm not super stoked about that. But like the reason why I got into boxing so bad is that a date was set, and either you're going to be in shape on that date or you're going to get hit in the head a lot, or you're going to be in shape and still get hit in the head a lot. But yeah, it's either you're in shape and ready, or you get embarrassed, like stuff like that.
I think it's important to teach people how to deal with stress at an early age.
There should be a class in high school. Well, I think
yeah.
did wellness teach us that? Because I don't remember crap from wellness.
We taught
barely.
My wellness class, Coach Schaus in high school. Coach Schaus is the man. He was awesome. We definitely talked about it, and I remember him going in depth on like things you could do to cope with stress, but I don't remember going like super deep into it. But that was like 9 years ago. That's been a minute, so it could be completely wrong. But we never really like. Other than that, I don't really remember like going in and talking about like, hey, this is kind of how you decompress. Like, this is what you need to do to get through the day to get to the next. Because sometimes it's one day at a time.
Do you think growing up without stress is bad? Like you're.
Yes.
I mean, I think you see it a lot.
As far as motivation, yeah, of course.
See it a lot in college. You get people who took standard classes all throughout high school, didn't have to have a job, show up, and maybe it's more of a lack of responsibility aspect.
I took standard classes.
I bet.
Yeah.
See,
thanks.
I was the kid in high school that never studied. I never studied. I didn't have to worry about it. I never got challenged. The only class I ever had that challenged me was my AP US history class. That was the only class I ever studied for. But when I got to college, I was like, I don't need to study. I don't need to do this. This is easy. I did this all through high school. Got out with a 4.0. I was fine. I got put in check real quick. That is not how it goes. And so I took on a lot of stress that I didn't have in high school from the educational standpoint. But I had other stressors that I had experience with. And I think if you go through high school without stress, I think you're going into college or going into trade school, whatever it is you do after high school.
It's going to hit you hard.
You're going in with no experience on how to deal with stress.
I kind of did it a year early. I took all standard classes like all the way through and thought that was really smart. And then for some reason, I took like honors pre-cal, AP government, and like AP something else. Like my senior
AP
year.
government sounds fun.
My senior year, like supposed to be your fucking victory lap, easy peasy last year. And for some reason, I just stressed myself out and almost didn't graduate high school.
Did I tell you what I did my senior year in high school?
I got a funny story about that.
No, what'd you do?
I had one class. I took dual enrollment classes as well. So those dual enrollment classes, I only had them about 2 days a week. It was on like a Monday and Wednesday or Monday and Tuesday. I can't remember, one of the two. And so I only had one class at the high school, and it was like 9 a.m. class, and it was government for one half of the semester and economics the other half.
Oh, yeah, that's what I did. AP government and then AP economics.
Well, this wasn't AP. This was just regular econ gov.
See, I was an idiot. I took AP.
And the guy that I had that taught it, he was super cool. He was our girls basketball coach. And like I said, I never studied. This was all very simple stuff to me. Most of it I already knew. And yeah, I went in there and I don't think I ever made below a 95 on anything. And that was like giving a half a crap taking the test. And I remember like right when hunting season started, there were like a few days I was just like, yeah, I'm probably not going to be in class tomorrow. I'm probably going to be in the woods going hunting. And he just kind of looked at me. He was like, okay.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Fair enough.
So me and one of my best friends growing up, his name was Jake, we would go hunting a lot, or we'd just go with by ourselves and just do whatever.
What's your funny high school story?
Oh, when you said... were you serious when you said I almost didn't graduate high school?
Oh yeah, no.
Me too. Literally me too.
I thought you was kidding.
I
didn't know that actually.
No, me too. Actually, seriously.
Speaking of stress,
yeah.
Other than that one class, I probably had a 3.8 all the way through high school, which really isn't saying much. But then I took honors pre-calculus my senior year, and once you put the numbers and the letters together, you just completely lost me. And I would do good at some things but really bad at other things, and I would be in there during lunch every day. And I got a 40 something on the final, and she gave me a 70 and passed me just because I was in there every single day all year long during lunch trying to learn it. And yeah, that's the only reason why I walked my
It's
senior
hard.
year.
So sometimes I really wish X would solve its own problems.
Seriously.
It would cause me a lot less stress.
These exes be tripping.
To be fair, now that I'm out of college, I'm an engineer. I use
A calculator.
maybe 5% of what I learned in calculus.
I couldn't.
And that is being very liberal and on a heavy day.
And then to
Wow.
make things even worse, somehow I did decently on my ACT, and I went to a dumb college, and that was good enough just to make me skip 3 math classes. And so, like, literally my first college class I ever went to was like a 200 level math class. And yeah, that just kind of set the tone for the whole year. And here we are doing podcast. Let's talk about maybe not so much Cooter. He probably won't have much input in this. But let's talk about stress in relationships and how we can handle that.
Here, I'm gonna go
That
ahead and
was
take
kind of a backhanded
a bathroom break on this one.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think you just took a swing. Ooh.
Word. I think it's got a lot to do with bringing the stress home. That can definitely, not just relationships with your significant other, it can affect relationships with your dog, your dad, your mom, your cousin who sleeps on your couch. It can affect all sorts of relationships. And then you can also have stress in relationships.
Yeah. All of that.
All of that. And as a newlywed, how are you dealing with stress in your relationship?
I think we do pretty good, but I mean, we've lived together for a while. I think we would be better given our circumstance right now, because we're trying to buy a house. We did.
Speaking of stress,
if you've never bought a house, we're having one built. Okay, that is a lot of stress. We just got married in July, or middle of July. So we got married in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
We planned our wedding in the middle of a pandemic. Looking back, I wouldn't change anything, but definitely stressful.
Yeah.
Especially planning a wedding, having a wedding, rescheduling our honeymoon 3 times because of COVID, and trying to build a house. You pile all of that in, and it will make you or break you. Obviously, she's not left me yet, so I think we're doing all right.
Yeah, just jumping straight into all the stressful marriage stuff, just right off the jump.
Yeah. Right now we're living with some friends until our house is finished. And hopefully that's done in the next couple weeks. But yeah, that's a lot of stress. It's you have, if you've never been in that situation, it's like no other. But if you've been in it, then I don't even need to say anything, because it's there.
I think it's really easy, especially in a relationship or friendship, someone that you either live with or talk to every single day. It's easy to create unnecessary stress, especially when. And I'll be a hypocrite for saying this, especially when you're not communicating. I'm real bad about making conversations in my head, just kind of making up stuff that didn't really happen and getting stressed about it. Like, hey, do you hate me? We haven't gone and got Chick-fil-A this week, so that's pretty stressful.
Thinking about the hypotheticals.
Is my relationship falling apart because you didn't want to go get Chick-fil-A with me this week?
That's a lot of anxiety I hear.
Maybe. It's all in my head.
How does that make you feel?
Tell me about it. Anxious or anxiety? Both.
Yes.
Yes. Honestly.
You have any stress with people that you live with?
Well, I live with my sister, so yes. A little bit. There's a little bit of, it's good, but yeah, like, I feel like anyone I've lived with over the past few years in college too, there's always stress, man. That's one of your unavoidable stresses. And being a hypocrite again, it's important to communicate, talk about your problems, and then all the stress on your shoulders will be lifted up.
And sometimes you have to reach out.
Yeah.
I feel like for a long time, there was this whole unspoken feeling that, especially for men, that if you didn't reach out for help, like if you reach out for help, you're weak. Or that if you reach out for help, it just demasculates you.
Yeah.
And
Not at all.
No.
Totally false.
Especially with somebody that you live with or anything like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta be the first one to speak up, and sometimes you might be stressed about something pertaining to someone or something, and they have no idea about it.
I'm gonna take you off this one for a second because we've talked a lot about different kinds. How do you cope with it? What do you guys do to cope? I know we talked about, all of us go to the gym. Sometimes Nick doesn't, but that's okay.
Guitar.
16-ounce curls.
Guitar. I play guitar, and that's...
See, like, before COVID, one of the things I loved to do was go to the gun range.
I forgot about that one.
I love going to the gun range.
That is
the
a
only
great
reason
thing.
I've not been... We went one time during shutdown because actually the couple we're living with, I don't think the girlfriend had ever shot... I think she'd shot a couple of small guns, but she'd never... Like, we took, my AR, we took all of our handguns.
Yeah.
I took a 12 gauge, and she shot pretty much everything. There's a lot of stuff she hadn't shot, but we've really not been able to go to the gun range because there's been a huge surge in firearm purchases in the United States.
And ammunition is low.
Ammunition is so hard to find right now.
I have had to
I'm
go
afraid
online.
to go to the gun range.
I've had to order online, and you can't find it. Yeah, you can't go. I couldn't even find like shotgun shells.
Yeah, if it were not for the fact that last year when I got ready for hunting season, I just bought like 2 or 3 boxes of ammo for my 30-06. I would not be hunting this year. Cannot find any 30-06 ammo anywhere in this area.
Yeah, because the only way to kill COVID is with a bullet.
Yep.
Clearly.
Obviously.
You just shoot it to death.
I think definitely just anything that can distract you. And some people that's
outside.
Getting outside.
Nature.
Working out, reading a book, playing a video game. I like to do this. Just getting a couple friends over.
Yeah, and
drinking some beers.
Yeah, there's no
Honestly,
single
just
one
venting.
thing. Everybody's different. There's no single one thing. And I want to make it clear. I remember. I guess it's been probably last summer that I saw this, and it was like one of these posts on Facebook that your distant relative that's like over the age of 50 shares on Facebook, and it said, I think people need to quit taking their mental health medicine and just go sit outside for a few hours. I do not agree with that. That is not for everyone. Some of these people need to be medicated, and it helps. And if you think that just being outside or something like that's going to be better for you than medication, that's not always true. Some people it absolutely helps.
I can vouch for that.
I love getting lost in the woods, but not that ain't for everyone.
Yeah.
Is that all we got on that?
I say
our stressors. Do we have?
So we'll recap it real quick. Leave your stress at work.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Organize yourself to limit stress. Make sure you're communicating to eliminate stress and avoid stress. And find something you like to do that's not necessarily stressful. Whether that's reading a book, walking around outside, smoking a left-handed cigarette, whatever you want to do. Hang out with your friends. Have friends. Don't be an antisocial dummy.
Yes.
Because those people are stressed out and sad.
Make friends.
Put
yourself out there.
Go out, make 5 friends this week, and tell all 5 of them to tell 5 of their friends to tell 5 of their friends to tune into the Nick Squared show. And I'm telling you, so much stress will be lifted off of your shoulders.
So much. Now, I will say this. If you're the kind of person you have friends, and you know that person that doesn't have a friend, reach out to them.
For sure.
Don't stress your friends out.
Yeah, don't stress your friends out. But, if you know that person that doesn't have a lot of friends, they don't have a lot going on, they're going through something, reach out to them. It's so important to reach out to people.
That's why we invited Josh over.
Yeah, they reached out to me.
We did.
Just kidding. That's not what happened. But we'll say it anyways.
Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 3 of the Nick Squared Show.
Don't forget to place in the comments below ideas for topics to discuss. We are open to anything and everything, and we'll put it in the pool for each week.
We had a serious topic this time, but I swear next time we get Josh on, we'll talk about aliens or something.